Hello, fellow watchers. You join me at one of London's major stations, Euston. This is my first time actually using Euston, and this station has definitely seen better days in my opinion. Definitely not as grand as the nearby neighbours of King's Cross and St Pancras. So, why am I here? Well, I had a great time meeting with friends in London, but it was that time again to head back to HQ, but with a slightly unusual route. This time, I want to try out a new operator and a new main line as a whole, Avanti West Coast and their tilting Pendolino trains. As I arrived relatively early, it took some time for my departure to show up on the board, ready for, well, boarding. But eventually, my departure was shown to be on Platform 1, being the 11:18 service going all the way to Manchester Piccadilly. But for us, we're only going as far as Nuneaton. Here's my ride up to Nuneaton, a Class 390 electric multiple unit built by Alstom in 2002 with tilting technology from Italian Pendolino trains. This particular unit was 9 cars long, but there are some Class 390s in the network that do have 11 cars. Sadly, this is not the case today. Given that this was an Avanti West Coast service, and given that it was bound for Manchester, I had to book my seat since, well, I expected the train to be very busy. And here's my seat in question. Seat 49, being a window seat facing forwards. Initially, there was someone taking my seat, but I had to boot them off and tell them to go to the unreserved coach. First sitting down, I thought the legroom seemed to be pretty good, and there was even a storage rack, which I've never seen before on any other train
You
in the
stop in here,
UK.
I'll go past you. That's it.
We departed London on time, as I put in the edit, and are quickly going through the capital suburbs.
Welcome on board the 113 Avanti West Coast service to Manchester Piccadilly. Calling the Beacon 1209, show conference 1243, Stockport 1309.
And Manchester Piccadilly at 1319. Why did I cut the camera there? Now here is the main quirk of these Class 390 trains, the tilt. It's an actively actuated tilt system where the carriages for our train can tilt up to 8 degrees. This allows the trains to pass curves on the line at a much faster speed. Currently, these are the only tilting electric trains on the UK's rail network. The only other tilting train is the Class 221, which is a diesel multiple unit, but Avanti West Coast are slowly getting rid of them in favor of shiny new Class 805s. Also, don't worry about the tilt, you can hardly notice it, and the ride is really smooth compared to other trains anyway. And here's Walford Junction. We have officially left the Greater London area. Some of you may have noticed already, but at the time of filming, Avanti West Coast have been refurbishing their Class 390 trains. I just had to take one of their sets with an older interior, so this video is pretty outdated. And although this is not a refurbished unit, These seats are still very comfortable, and I can definitely tolerate and relax for a much longer journey on them. Maybe in the future, I'll probably take one of their refurbished trains and see what the new interior is like. But we'll see.
We're now approaching Nuneaton.
When leaving us here, make sure you have all your luggage and belongings with you, and please mind the step down to the platform.
What essentially felt like no time at all, we are already approaching Nuneaton. Time flies when you're speeding at 125 miles an hour, and honestly, it felt great. Overall, my journey with Avanti West Coast and trying their flagship Class 390 Pendolino trains was very smooth and great. The ride was comfortable, even if the train had the older interior, and it was just relaxing in general. It was strange to take a tilting train given that this was the first type of tilting train that I took, but I got used to it quickly. We arrived surprisingly bang on time at 12:09 p.m., which is great because I have two connecting trains to get back to HQ. In the future, I would totally try out these Pendolino trains again if I so happen to be in the northwestern region of the UK, but only time will tell. Well, as we have come to the end of the Avanti trip, it is time to conclude this video with the busy montage of going back to HQ. And in case if anyone is wondering, I split my tickets for the entire journey. And well, the Avanti West Coast portion costed me £30. Yeah, that is expensive for 56 minutes, but it was an event single, and at the time, I didn't even include my rail card like a doofus. So it would have been much cheaper if I used my rail card, but oh well, I've learned over time, and now all my future train journeys will always have a rail card applied to it. Despite this, I had a lot of fun trying something new, and I hope this video was enjoyable for you guys as well. With that, that is all folks, and I will see you fellow watchers on my next travel adventure. Goodbye.